difference between product design and UI UX design. So I've had conversation with a lot of people who do not know the difference between product design and UI UX design. This is what today's video is about. Let's get right into it. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You are the real MVP. For those of us who are new to this channel, on this channel I share a variety of content. So my content ranges from product design, life in Canada as an immigrant, and also tech careers. If this is the kind of content that you would like, please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. By hitting the subscribe button, you would help my channel grow and also give me visibility. So thank you in advance. Please don't forget, hit the subscribe button right now. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between UI UX design on one hand and product design on the other. So first of all, what is UI design? I have this definition from interaction design that I'm going to put right here, and it says that user interface design is the process designers use to build interfaces in software or computerized devices, focusing on look or style. From the definition we had a few seconds ago, if we are to break down that definition to the barest minimum, we can say UI design is the same thing as visual design. Some examples of digital interfaces will include mobile app, web apps, and also websites. Typically, the user interface would have different elements such as buttons, icons, menu, to mention a few, that helps the user perform certain action on the interface. It is the responsibility of the UI designer to ensure that there is some sort of interactivity when a user uses the interface. With this in mind, what is clear is that the UI designer would typically work collaboratively with the brand designer to help extend the brand's physical presence into its digital applications. A good example would be McDonald's, right? If you go to McDonald's, you typically see branded boxes when you buy your food, right? You have the bags, you have the small cases they come in. You see that they have a particular color, so red and yellow. You see that they have the logo. So that's the part of the physical brand. But then the question is, how do we extend this physical brand to the digital space? And that's where a UI designer comes in. For a UI designer to get their work done, they must have certain technical skills. One of them is visual design skills, and then they must be able to prototype and bring this application to life for the engineers to execute. So moving on, we're going to break down what UX design is. As you may already know, UX stands for user experience. UX, also defined by interaction design, is the process design teams use to create products that provide meaningful and relevant experiences to users. UX design involves the design of the entire process of acquiring and integrating the product, including aspects of branding, design, usability, and function. The overall goal of UX design is to ensure that the product is accessible, it's enjoyable for the end user, and the overall experience is pleasurable. In order to achieve that pleasurable outcome for the user, a UX designer will typically embark on user research to understand the personas that will typically use this product, and then from understanding these personas, they will also understand the competitors within the space and how they currently solve the problem. Once they are able to identify the competitors and see areas where these competitors are not taking advantage of, they will probably highlight this as a solution that they should include within their application. Once they've included this missing piece within the application, they then go on to test this product to ensure that it actually solves the problem it is aiming to solve. And once they test, then they come back to implement changes based on the test. So UX design is an iterative process. The distinction between UX design and UI design might not be so clear, so I'm going to use this illustration to help you understand it better. So imagine that I was a small business owner and I wanted to design my online store. A UI designer will come in to ensure that my physical brand is transformed into a digital brand. So things like the logo, the icons, the color, they would ensure that it is implemented within the user interface. Beyond that, a UX designer will come in to ensure that the overall experience is cohesive and also pleasurable. So they ask themselves, what is this one task, or what is the major task a user would typically complete on an e-commerce site? I would say that one task would be to complete a purchase process. So the UX designer will then ensure that whether it's adding items to the cart or making payments, that process is seamless. I would say that UI design is a subset of UX design. UI would typically go hand in hand in UX to make the experience overall much more pleasurable. So moving on, we're going to talk about product design. What exactly is product design? Product design, as defined by Interaction Foundation, is the process designers use to blend the user's need with business goals to help brands make consistently successful products. This definition is quite clear and straight to the point. Product design is basically a field of design that ensures that the business need is met while ensuring a pleasurable experience for the end users. So the best way to explain this relationship is using this diagram. Here we have the field of UI design, which is a subset of UX design. On the left hand, the focus is on the user. We have product management, which is more business oriented. So I'm going to put business on the right. This intersection between UI UX design and product management, that's where product design plays. So product design is not just focused on how the button interacts and how pleasurable the overall experience is for the user, but then also cares about how the business goals are met in the process of this interaction. One thing that we must note is that in theory, there is a clear distinction between the role of a UI UX designer versus a role of a product designer. However, in reality, there isn't a clear-cut difference, because you find that in smaller startups, a UX designer might also be required to take into consideration business needs. And in some other organizations, the role of a product designer might be streamlined, so much so that they don't focus on KPIs or deliverables around business. Which is why we have a lot of advertisement that would probably say UX design, and you find that within it they ask for product design deliverables. My advice to you would be that you should ensure that you know what you want out of being a designer, and ensure that you hone your skills so that when people are looking, or recruiters are looking to hire, then you are in their radar because you have all those skill sets. In order for you to have a better understanding of what I've been saying since the beginning, I'm going to summarize all that I have said. So first of all, I said that UI focuses on the physical assets of a brand in a digital interface. So for example, it's buttons, it's colors, it's typography. Those digital deliverables would be what a UI designer will focus on. So they cared majorly about aesthetics. The UX designer, on the other hand, cares about these things that the UI designer care about because it makes the overall experience better, but also cares about how the users use the interface. What is the major task this user would want to complete on an application, and how seamless is it for them to complete this action? So they will go beyond just designing the colors, the typefaces, to also creating journey maps, information architecture, all in a bid to ensure that the user has a very pleasurable experience on the application. Going beyond what a UI designer would do and a UX designer would do, a product designer would also include the business goals. So what are the business goals in terms of metrics? Do they want to increase retention? Do they want to increase adoption? Do they want to increase conversion rate? Do they want to grow in a particular region? A product designer would then take all these metrics into consideration when proposing features or solutions that should be integrated into the app in order for the business to meet its goals. I hope this video was helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please make sure you drop it in the comment section below. Until I come to you next time, please stay safe. Bye bye.